Hello everyone. Marcus Rashford is someone who knows a thing or two about social media. I'm sure you'll all remember his campaign last summer to help those hard-pressed families, and the way he used his presence on social media to raise awareness of the difficulties those families who would normally be getting free school meals were facing. Now, the fact that he was speaking from personal experience certainly helped and gave his campaign some weight. But it also gained a lot of power from his presence on social media, which of course he gets from being a fantastic footballer. Someone with fewer followers would have had less impact. And he was powerful. He managed to get the government to do a U-turn in record time. So few would dispute that that was an example of somebody using the social media to do a good thing. And he continues to do so. Also last summer, we saw the power of the internet and social media after the killing of George Floyd in the United States. Now, the Black Lives Matter movement already existed, but the outrage that people felt at that terrible event and the way they expressed it and shared their views on social media again led to a massive raising of awareness and real political change. And earlier than that, in 2017, some of you may remember, there was the hashtag #MeToo was used to highlight issues about sexual abuse and harassment. And that also shifted political discourse and has certainly had an impact on the way in which Hollywood operates and the way in which film and TV all the way around the world is now made. So I don't think anybody would dispute that these are examples of the internet and social media in particular being used as a means of progress towards a fairer and a more just world. They all involved individuals posting about their own experiences and expressing their own views, as well as more organised campaigns. These have power. But can we trust them? Does it matter if a few people have exaggerated or even made things up to make a political point? Or that huge numbers of those postings are actually done by machines? Because there is another side to the extraordinary power of the internet. Think about those wild conspiracy theories that were circulated during the last two presidential elections in the United States. And they probably did influence the results of them. Think again about the myths that are circulating now about the COVID vaccines. And if too many people believe those, or even are just a bit scared by them, it threatens the whole broad uptake of the vaccine, which we all need to keep us safe. And of course, Marcus Rashford has also experienced the darker side of the internet, experiencing racist abuse. And he called it humanity and social media at its worst. And unfortunately, he's not alone. So, what can we do about this? Well, Twitter suspended President Trump's account in the last few days of his time in office, and there is an ongoing dispute between Google, Facebook, Twitter and the other internet platforms and various national governments over how responsible the social media companies are for the news stories that they share on through their channels. They have rules and guidelines about what can be posted and how to complain, and one of the things that you'll be learning about this week is how to do that. But those rules and guidelines have been drawn up by multinational companies, not by national governments, and certainly not by anybody who's been elected. There is, of course, a balance to be struck between freedom of speech and protecting people. But who should decide where to strike that balance? Well, one thing is certain. Social media and the internet can be forces for good. Without them, we wouldn't have Wikipedia, Netflix, or sea shanties on TikTok. But with them, we also have trolling, phishing, spelt with a PH, and the potential for abuse. So like the real bricks and mortar world, the virtual world contains both wonders and dangers. So you should approach it wisely and carefully. And very definitely don't believe everything you see there. It is Internet Safety Week this week, And across the week, there's going to be all sorts of opportunities to look at different ways so that you can enjoy your life online. So please take note and keep safe, especially from viruses.